So I get into the meeting before everybody because I have to set everything up. My neck and back are awful. So I have this like massage machine gun. So I got like the machine gun guy like working out my fucking shoulder. And I'm like cracking it and my camera's not on. And I don't have my headphones on. And I look up and Jonathan just kind of like, um, and I'm like, I'm just not gonna say anything until we come on air, and then I'll say that, yeah, I know you heard me cracking my back and had my machine gun massage pistol going. It wasn't what you thought it was.
I wasn't gonna say shit. The Aeon Hag leans down over the edge of her cauldron, looking into brass and elven omniscope, an odd photoropter device on Da Vinci-style gearing centered around the cauldron in which life exists. And she goes back and forth between the lenses, looking down into a floating island just above the cloud cover. And she zooms down to a gallows on the very edge of the island. These gallows do not have nooses on them. They merely have a drop platform. And on the drop platform stands a young man, perhaps a boy even, with pine bark antlers and a fake wolf coat or cloak almost. And in front of him stands an entire crowd. And in front of the crowd is a squid-faced man known by Trenchelt. And Trenchelt looks at this boy and states, "You stand accused of crimes against Brassbane. You stand accused of dressing in the regalia of terrorists. Do you recuse yourself and your actions and swear yourself to Brassbane?" And the boy stands stalwart and says, "Let the leaves fall where they may." And Trenchelt releases the lever, and the boy drops to his free trip to the ground.
Do we know what the boy looks like? Who is this boy?
And the Aeon Hag's omniscope flicks back over to the town of Mindtop, where two long-term friends joined together in battle are spending time with the child of their late friend. What are the three of you doing?
I don't know if we have any unfinished business.
I'm showing you guys the ring that Osian gave me for Sidolene and asking if what we should do with that, given what we know of Sidolene now.
Well, we should probably talk to Dalingua about this. Because it's just us three, yeah? No tagger-alongers.
You see Fumbles coming up the way on the road, and Dalingua stretches her neck, her head really, it's hard to tell where the neck is under all those feathers, and sticks a clawed feathered wing hand out and waves to you all.
Dalingua, come here, we have something to show you.
Is it something that needs to stay secret?
Yes, perhaps we should go.
Then you should show me in the coach.
Okay.
Shuffle.
It seems to be a regular occurrence.
It is, and yes, I'm trying to do more around here to make sure things happen. I I don't know how much you've been indoctrinated. Your father made it quite clear that you were to have his shares. That being said, it would have helped if he hadn't given these orders to me in a wax seal and had just told me them ahead of time.
Typical.
Mm-hmm.
He was often secretive. Perhaps that was his prerogative. But yes. Delta, you are a full member of Profits for Profit.
Well, I mean, that
What
seems
am I a
reasonable.
profit for?
Profit.
If I were to take a guess at this point, it sounds like you're a prophet for your father.
That's kind of confusing.
I saw you were doing magic earlier. That doesn't come on your first day of existence if you don't have a little help.
The sword speaks to me, and she holds up Revenant's Kopesh.
Were you anyone else's child? I would be suggesting psychiatric treatment. However, given whose child you are, that is probably going to be the first of many, many weird things in your life.
Oh, okay.
But yes. And do y'all fill in Da Lingua on everything?
Yes.
Yes.
Unequivocally, yes.
That
We
is
all
the
fill
one
Da Lingua
character
in.
we allow that phrase with.
Everything.
Everything.
She, after hearing everything, Da Lingua leans down and she reaches into her robe and she pulls out a small vial. Hand me the ring. And she
Okay.
puts a coat of almost invisible nail polish on there. And she goes, I was going through the university's storerooms. This is hell oil. It is a specialized paint, almost, derived from several particularly strange plants with interesting properties. It flashes colors that are visible only to those of this realm. It is invisible to those of the 9 hells and those who have made deals with them. Give Sidolene the ring, and you will be able to tell by looking at it on her finger when it grows bright red that she is possessed.
I prefer Blight Red. That's pretty sick.
A Blight
Yeah.
red sounds, you know what? We got a new Pantone color we're patenting right there.
It will
Blight
turn-
red.
Yeah, just
Blight Red.
in post, just add a little pause. Blight red.
Red.
Yeah.
Whoa, let me take the line.
Yeah.
It will turn blight red.
Perfect.
Fuck yeah.
Light red. I
Perfect.
love it.
Thank you, future editor, for taking care of that for me.
That's you, right, Jonathan?
Yeah. Also, if you could pack my lunch for tomorrow, that would be.
Future Jonathan, you're doing a really good job.
Yeah, keep it up, bud.
Keep it up.
And she looks to each of you. We need to be very careful with this. I was able to find research. The hag, whose name we will not mention, specialized in sowing discontent among the village that she ruled over. She would deliberately convince other villagers that people she had never interacted with were under her control, even. I'm fairly convinced, based on your discussions with the Aeon Hag, that she is, in fact, what's the word I'm looking for here? She does have some level of control over Sidolene, and some time remaining on that.
But you think she
This-
fakes
this-
it sometimes? Pretends she has control when she doesn't, just to get people to look over their shoulder?
She might do that, and we have to be very careful about that. And the way we get around that is by being honest with each other as possible and stating when we cannot be honest with each other. A level of transparency that is difficult to hold in day-to-day life, but is essential when dealing with a hag of this level.
My armor really itches right now. Sorry, guys. Let's try and be more upfront about that kind of stuff. Is that
As
I
weird as it
appreciate
may
your
sound,
honesty.
that
Right?
does let us know that you are Ruin, in fact. The other thing I am worried about is those two who crashed the party the other day. The one who referred to the other as Dr. Revenant the First, and I can only assume the Dragonborn was Sir Revenant. He didn't say what his name was, but he acted like he did. Weird. Strange.
I don't like them.
It's just one of those weird inconsistencies in the universe that we just ignore in day-to-day life.
No, I think they were just straight up trying to gaslight Zhermos.
Hmm.
Well, that happens a lot that I've noticed. Do you want me
Zhermos-
to start keeping track?
Zhermos agrees.
That's because Zermos is like good at noticing things, and it's irritating to those who try to confound us.
Mm-hmm. That being said, if they weren't enemies when they came in, they're definitely enemies now.
They were going to be anyway.
I don't know. They kind of like
was a matter
dress
of time,
like
really.
what you would assume to be like a play villain to dress as. You know,
I
like
don't know.
like a Disney play.
Yeah, lots of dark
The
cloaks.
The Dragonborn had that like straw overcoat thing, but he was also wearing like modern gym shorts.
Yeah, who's
I believe.
who's he
Who
kidding?
does that?
Who's he kidding?
Who does that? There's no consistent.
Yeah.
Like, have some class.
Yeah.
I believe the one in the jar actually did a gay Disney villain song on his way out.
Probably. Who knows? They may have announced their entire plans on their way out.
9 hellfires, 9 hellfires.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But my advice, you two, and I mean you two, I don't think you should bring Delta in. It may be best that Sidolene doesn't know Delta exists.
Could Delta go in its disguise? Because I'd like her to be able to hear things. Or is there a way I can like have her hear what we say, or see through my eyes or something, so that she's not left out?
Maybe the best thing to do would be to come back out and tell her everything on your coach ride back to your next destination. But
Well, I mean, that's certainly an answer. It's boring.
I
right?
highly recommend not trying to use magic to solve everything.
Like, or anything, I guess. That's fine. Okay. Sure. We asked you for advice, so we should probably take it.
Well,
All right.
magical means are very easily intercepted.
It's fair.
If you put yourself out there to broadcast these wavelengths, they can be picked up on by other peoples.
I hear what you're saying. It's probably smart. I just don't like it because it's not as fun.
I don't
Delta-
think we're necessarily about being fun right now.
Delta?
But what's the fun in not being fun?
Will you be okay if it is a strong one? Would you be okay if we went to see Sidolene without you? Or are you gonna? Should we do?
I
mean,
have
don't
an
want-
idea, and she casts Reduce on herself. And since she's small, she turns tiny, and she can fit in a pocket.
Can I bring her in my pocket? Or do you
Okay,
think that-
if you just want to ignore the advice, that's your prerogative.
No, I'm not saying I want to ignore the advice. Try to find a workaround. Well, I could just go, I guess, to Sidolene. I just feel we just met you, Delta, so I don't want to like just go, or we could
It's
wait.
okay, I
don't
can go
know.
to my
Ruin,
other dad's house.
My best advice, don't make a long conversation of it. Tell her you have things to get to. Tell her you have things you want to get to. But give her the ring.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Although you know me.
Okay, little mouse, go put the bell on the cat.
Okay, I'm gonna go do that.
We do it.
All right.
I'm gonna go to my other dad's house, and Delta goes off to her other dad's house. But she's really tiny, so she just drops into the sewers in her tiny form.
Your tiny form. Treats
Okay.
the wedding band.
Surfing on a soup can down the gutter.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ruin, you have now stopped at the Sunset Living Center.
Okay. Well, I'll go in and go to the.
There is a wooden golem. It waves to you.
Did you come with me, Zhermos, or am I on my own?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, hi. Wait, we're here to see Sidolene.
Just up in a room.
Thanks.
And
We know the way.
Yep. And y'all get in, and Sidolene is packing up some things because she's moving out of here back into the adventuring house.
Right. Because she's got the circlet of clarity on her.
Yep. Oh, hello there, Ruin.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. Candelario tells me the adventure went well.
I mean, yes. You know, as always, there's unexpected experiences, which is part of why I'm here. I have something for you.
Do you now?
So I'm not sure there's a delicate way to say this. I'm not super good at that anyway. So I'm just gonna. I ran into Osion's ghost on purpose. And he gave me something for you.
Did he now?
Yeah, and he wanted you to know that you were so important to him, and he wanted me to give you this ring, as part of his, a token of his ongoing moral admiration, I guess. I have here the ring.
She takes the ring from you, and she's like, "Oh, I don't even know if I should wear this."
Why not?
I mean, that was a lifetime ago, and I sort of let that relationship define me as I slipped. I don't know if it's... what the hell? And she puts it on.
And if it causes you distress, I mean, it was nice to see that token, I guess, of his memory.
Yes.
And I was hopeful that it would be orienting for you. I know that you have the circlet now, but when you were a little bit more lost, it seemed like remembering Osian helped bring you back to a center in yourself.
Yes.
So.
Oh, I'm clearing out of here. I have some of that black licorice. I seem to remember you had a companion who really liked it.
Vandrel.
That's it. That's the one.
He is no longer with us.
He fell.
Oh, no, when you get up in years, that can take you out. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you for your warm
That's
thoughts.
very kind. We have some. Can we help you move anything to the adventuring house? We have to head out, but we have a carriage, so we could bring some things over if you want. Or
Yes. I have a few more old sketches and paintings, a few dresses in that box there. If you'd carry them for me, that'd be quite swell.
Absolutely. Pick up the boxes and. Do you want to come with us? Do we drop you off, or do you have another way to get over there?
No. I'll join you if that's all right.
Yeah, that's great. So we'll go. We're in the coat. I assume we came with fumbles, but I guess I should have asked.
All right. and you all load her up into the coach. And she sits down. She waits for you two to sit down. And I'm assuming Delta is still over at her dad's place?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. As the doors to the carriage click shut and you start driving, you see the red ring. I'm sorry, the ring starts to glow that blight red we discussed. And she looks back and forth to the both of you with calculating and cruel eyes. All right.
Mhm.
What's the game, you little shits?
Whatever do you mean? Merely just returning an heirloom to a widow.
Oh, so this is important, is it? I wasn't even talking about that.
Well, it is very coincidental that you just showed up today, then.
Are you okay, Sidolene?
Girl, drop the act. You know who's sitting here in the body right now.
Ruin, it's the bad one.
Oh, what do you want from us and her? And why are you being so mean?
It's my nature. Me.
Have you considered having a different nature?
No.
Huh. Well, then I
Have
guess
you?
it's your choice, isn't it? It's not your nature, it's your choice.
It can be both.
Silly. Mm-hmm. No.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. What's the game? What are you playing at?
I mean, Zhermos?
Why would you think we're up to anything? Why don't you here, to prove we're not up to anything, you can stay and watch us and watch everything we do and all of our bad behavior for the rest of the day.
She reaches a hand up to you and pinches your cheeks and she goes, so that's it. You just want to use up the time. And the ring stops glowing. And Sidolene looks at you and looks at her hand. And she sits down and she kind of wipes her hand off, unsure of what just happened.
All right, Ruin, write down 30 seconds.
Okay.
What's the deal with 30 seconds?
Well, Charlotte, you tell her, Ruin?
So, Sidolene, do you recall that you made a deal?
The ring glows bright red, and she opens the carriage door and tucks and rolls out.
Nope, not this time. Zhermos jumps out, Wild Shapes grabs her, brings her back into the cart. not today.
Get us to that.
Get your simple ass back in
This
here.
old lady who just jumped out of a fucking moving vehicle.
Yeah, not happening. Not happening.
This is more of a protection than it is.
Oh my god, it's a 7. Okay, I was like, dude, no way I got a nat 1. I haven't rolled my dice in like 2 weeks. That's not fair.
Okay, so as old as she is, she gets some pretty stiff negatives to this. She still beat you by like 10.
Yeah.
What animal
Damn.
were you wild shaping into?
Eagle. The giant eagle.
She puts her heel on the head of the eagle, and the eagle eats pavement. I'm sorry, cobblestones.
Why are we so close to the ground?
You're going on the ground.
Oh.
You're not flying. You're not flying just because you're in the coach.
I figured we were in the air. That's why she jumped out. That's why I turned
always
into an
just
eagle.
assume, like,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
have
we can-
Pegasus, you would always be flying,
Yeah,
would you not?
I'm not going on the time out. Time out. Do
Why
we have to
would
tell
always
you
be
that
drawing attention to yourself like that?
because we're
Because
fucking
we're-
rich
because
ass
we're rich.
ballers? Are you
Would
kidding
you want
me?
to have a different animal then?
Don't rich people always do that?
I was about to say we're fucking billionaires. Of course we're in a helicopter.
You're fucking. You have to ask Fumbles for that if you want him to do it when there's no need to do it.
We didn't know Fumbles. Fumbles should know us better. We don't fucking go on
Fumbles
the
has
ground
rules?
anymore.
I didn't know Fumbles had
Yeah.
rules.
We don't go on the
Yeah,
ground.
so-
Ever since you
so
told
what-
us we can
So
fly,
what animal is Zhermos?
A leopard.
Yeah, I can do my panther.
Yeah.
You could do an orangutan.
Oh, yeah, orangutan works.
All right. So, like, this leathery body bag of an animal gets bodied by this little old lady. And the ring stops glowing again. And Sidolene looks around. What's happening? Oh dear. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Zermos turns into an owl, flies back into the coach, and then sits down on the perches on the seat, and then turns back into himself. This is going to be annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? What happened?
She's very strong in that state.
Oh.
Who's strong?
Sidolene.
I'm Sidolene. What state?
We can't talk to you about it. Sorry.
What?
Hold on.
You're-
This
I'm-
is
You're gonna have
most
to trust
bizarre.
me. I know it's very bizarre, and I promise you, I will eventually explain it to you. But on my honor as a science granddaughter, it is better for me not to tell you right now the details. And I'm sorry for that. I really am.
You know what, Ruin? She does have to keep coming back to interrupt us, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Keep trying to tell her.
Okay. Can you stand in front of the door or something?
Fumbles, can you pull over here?
Block like.
I'm not falling out of
Fumbles-
here.
Fumbles pulls over.
Okay.
Fumbles, can you
Alright.
get that door? I have this one.
All right. So this is. I just want to limit the. So do you remember when you wanted to make the child and
So
create the
the
automation?
ring is glowing bright red on like every other word.
And do you remember how that you wanted to do that?
The ring is glowing bright red on every other word.
So what did you hear me say, Sidolene?
It's going in and out. Is something wrong with me?
Yes.
Maybe she should ask questions.
That's a great idea. Why don't you ask me yes or no questions, and I will answer them.
And the ring is now glowing a solid bright red.
So, did you want to ask me a question at all, Miss Sidolene?
I'm good.
You good?
Yep.
You okay?
We're good too.
Yeah.
And roll me knowledge arcana.
Who?
Ruin.
I was
All
like,
right.
oh, Marcana's not too bad.
All right. Here we go. I have rolled a 19.
So you definitively identify that she just used a teleportation spell.
What does that mean?
It means she's gone.
The old Sidolene's gone?
Yes.
Sidolene's gone.
So I couldn't just use my eyes and see that she's missing. You made me roll something. So,
You know
like-
exactly what you did. Congratulations.
It's great. But we have her sketches and all the stuff she left, right?
Yep. And you were told to take them to the adventuring house.
Okay, so we're gonna do that, and as we're going in the carriage on the top of the sketch, I'm going to write a very short note explaining what happened, and I'm gonna entitle it "Dearest Love," and sign it from Osian, and use a little code that he used to do with the kids in the family to see if that will trick the demon.
Okay. And I'm assuming y'all are pulling up to the adventuring house to drop that stuff off?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys actually pull up around back, and Candelario is out back with his two stepsons, and he is helping them change out the wheels on their hell cycles. They're not really wheels because they kind of hover, but it's almost like like the wheel on a steamboat.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Kind of like a fan.
Oh, that's fun.
Like, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that vein right there. That's what you want to pull out. Yep. Oh, hi there.
Hi there.
Vroom vroom, ne'er-do-wells.
And they wave to Zhermos.
Are
And,
you behaving?
Zhermos, roll perception for me.
I'm having a great night. Oh, that's an 8.
Ooh.
It's not a hard one to notice, but Greg and Grog, the two 3/4 orc children, they're teenagers really. On their riding leathers, they have a little pin that has antlers on it.
He kind of walks over, musses their hair, and kind of punches them both in the shoulder.
How you been, Mr. Zhermos?
Your bags are pretty tough.
What you been up to?
Well, you know, just letting the leaves fall where they may. He just like drops it in.
You been you gonna ride your boar out again with us?
I mean, if your bikes are any faster, I mean, I don't know if you've seen Truffle, but
Oh, Papa Wick's got it set up good since you last rode with us.
well, I've got a couple of maneuvers with the old hog myself, so we'll go hog racing one of these days.
You see, upon being called Papa Wick, Candlewick smiles. Like it's a surprise for him, and he just goes, "Yeah."
Yeah, but don't let him ride on nothing but extra weight.
Oh no, you ought to have seen what I did back in the day.
I think we did.
Well, don't tell them about it because I don't need any them thinking it's the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, no. You don't. There. No. Code.
$20 and I'll give you a story about your dad.
That's the code, right there.
Yeah.
Really putting the profits in the name.
And
Zermos put the profit in profit.
kids, they probably want to talk to me in private. Give me a minute. Coach, he asks.
That's what she said.
What? What?
What do you mean by coach?
Your coach.
Just keep going.
Oh.
Just keep going.
Do you want us to talk in the coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Get in the coach. Yeah, come on.
He kicks the wheel into place and tightens it, and says, "All right, that ought to work for you."
I almost yelled at you. I thought you said he kicks the coach. I was like, hey, asshole. just because I didn't understand, I mean, you have to kick our coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
That doesn't
And
seem right.
he hops in.
Okay.
Where's Revenant?
Gone.
We haven't
I'm
had that
afraid.
conversation yet?
Gone for good.
Yeah. No more
Oh.
Revenant.
Oh. What happened?
We don't
He
know.
died of being a bitch ass.
We don't know all of the details quite yet, but we're under the understanding that our time was only on a loan, and that loan came due.
It did. That loan came due. But we do have Revenant's daughter with
right.
us, and that's pretty neat.
This is Delta.
Not with us, but
Delta, say hello. Oh, Delta's not
Is
with
Delta
us. Never mind. This
Delta's
is
not
where
with
Delta
us.
would sit.
she's like with us, like hanging out with us, like in a more general sense. That's what I meant.
We're going to
Yeah.
zoom back,
With us.
and
There's like a
Niles
lump in
Stag is on a crawler up underneath a the cart from the Brassbane blood cart battle, and he's reaching an arm out. He says, 9/16 and hold that flashlight. Come on.
So this is just like looking wide-eyed up into the like mechanics of the machine.
Hey, flashlight. Flashlight 9/16 Delta.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right. Now that's the gearbox right there. And we swap back over.
They're busy. Visiting
Yeah.
family. But you'll meet them soon enough.
We're just here to drop off Sidolene's stuff and maybe to fill you in on her situation.
Do you have a better understanding of the gaps in her memory then?
Mm-hmm.
I know I had asked Darlingua if she'd look into it. She said she was quite busy, but she thought it was a worthwhile thing to do.
But there's not an easy way to say this. The enemy that we're fighting has an agreement and gets another 2 hours, I think, of possessing Sidolene.
You
1 hour,
mean-
59 minutes, and 30 seconds, baby.
You
Well,
mean the
probably 1
hag?
hour and 57 minutes now, because,
Cook
Yes,
it.
the hag.
And also stole
Damn it.
her.
Yeah, and she just stole her.
That's
And
all.
he looks up into the window, and y'all see Sidolene's silhouette on the second floor.
Yeah.
And he looks back at you and he goes, I'll not tell her that I know.
Good idea.
But I'll skate around useful information for her to use more of the time then. Who are we
So-
telling?
Well, before we get to that, two things. One, I slipped a coded note in her things that she might be able to read without the demon knowing what's happening. I'm not sure. And two, she has a ring that if she wears it and it glows Blight red, you'll know that the demon is possessing her at that time.
Good. I'll keep track of as much time as I can then. I'll try to figure
Thanks.
it out. Who told you that she had 2 hours left?
Well, I think Zhermos got that from Grandma Bilibin, or was it the Aeon Hag? I'm not entirely sure at this point where we learned that.
I think it was Bilibin.
That was
So-
yeah, hag.
It was Bilibin.
It was Bilibin.
So it could be anywhere from 1 hour to 6 days. We don't know.
Yeah, I can't trust her. But the thing is, if she negotiated for time, she may have been able to use that to take some of her memories, including the memory of making the agreement.
Mm-hmm. I think she might have, because Sidolene is just very lost around all of it.
You know, I always suspected there was more to it than mere dementia.
Right, 'cause
She's not forgetting. The memory's literally been stolen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
And
there a way to restore it if they were stolen?
I trust Darling was already looking into it, which means Professor Zero's already looking into it. And he puts his hand in the middle of the coach, extends it out.
All right, hands in.
Let the leaves fall where they may.
Let the leaves fall where they may. And then a
Fall where
little
they
gust
may.
of leaves falls where they may.
Love it.
Right? He gets out. He gets out when he verifies that the Sidolene silhouette is not looking at him.
Mm.
Man, thanks for that.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So can Zhermos wants to take us back to Mortier.
Do you want to use the Bluetooth to contact Mortier?
Oh. Yeah, I guess we could just call him, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, Ruin, I have an idea.
Okay.
And then he grabs his bottom right canine, gives it a little twist.
Is Delta there with you?
No, she's at her dad's.
In that case, go for Big Boner.
Hey, Big Boner, it's Big Red. Thing here. You know how we're talking. Is there any way you could get something like that for Dalingwa?
You know, I was just thinking about that myself. Yeah, I'll have it to her in a couple of hours, and I'll have you something in your room waiting for you.
Have it too?
And hey, I had a lot of time to think, and I wanted to apologize for yesterday. I was very short with you in a time in which you lost your friend.
Water under the bridge, my friend.
And hey, there was part of me that wanted to be like, oh, you know, you're not partners, you're just contractors. And then I'm like, you know what? That is ego talking. We do not need to let that happen. You are partners in this. It's not about the money. It's not about any contracts. It's about us working together and getting this done.
This is more than about treasure. This is about family.
I just saw this really good play that got me thinking, you know?
Was it the Haste and Haster series?
Is it Haste?
Yeah, it was Haste. So good. So good.
Can we please do
We
like
need to
just
do a
like,
Haste.
Yeah, just like a whole campaign.
I could see that. I could see that.
Bunch of dex builds using carts to rob other carts.
No,
I'd
like
have to get the rules for it, but we can do something like that.
it's gonna be great.
It's about family.
It's about family.
It's about family.
It's always been about
Positive there was a joke like that in the movie I just saw.
I'm positive we made that joke before.
We have made that joke before.
Yeah. All right.
It's
So-
not a joke to me.
Are you guys going to the Divine Menagerie then? Because I believe that was your next suggested stop.
I think so.
Good.
I want to get Delta first, though. I don't want to go without Delta.
Definitely. I'll send words to Mr. Salty that she is needed. And while you're thinking about it, why don't you check the back of those tickets you were given? Because there should be a map on there of the facility.
Who has the tickets?
I got him.
Cool.
And, you know, it's a completely legitimate map. The Dungeon Master definitely put it together himself. Never ignore that there's a whole bunch of things cropped out, and it says, you know, Jonathan's totally legitimate map in crayon, TN, in the upper right-hand corner.
I
Circled
like
on.
it. That's AT&T Endangered Species Carousel. Ruin can't make the... Never mind.
I don't
That's funny.
see.
Wait, is Ruin's organization the People for the Safety of Children and Animals a part
Yes.
of the zoo?
Don't you think it should be? Thank you.
It's not.
Or was that like something that was decided to be not true in this world? I forget.
The world rejected the idea itself.
Where is
But the
this
AT&T Carousel for endangered animals can be here.
Oh, it's not. If it's written in an official letterhead of an actual zoo, it's not real. If it's crossed out with a crayon, you know, you and something else written in, that's good. We're good with
I'll
that.
be real with you. I can't see anything and I can't zoom in.
You have to
That's
click it.
understandable.
You have to click it.
Oh, I have to like. I
yeah.
see.
And then I downloaded actually. That's what I'm gonna do.
So
So
with
all
that,
all the pink stuff is the canonical map.
yep,
That's
yep.
the serial
And
killer version.
we can fill in the little details as we play as to where things actually are and what's actually there.
Hmm.
And it'll
That's
be a
right.
fun little adventure for all of us.
I like it.
But also, let's take a break.
Hi, I'm Hefton. You might know me from such arena events as pulling that uppity guy in half with my bare hands, cutting a reanimated T-Rex in half with the sheared side of my damaged arm, and throwing a dire wolf into 4 p.m. traffic. But when I'm not having the time of my life murdering indiscriminately in cold blood for money, I'm having the time of my life watching people enjoy things I used to. Simple, wonderful things made from simple, wonderful ingredients by simple, wonderful people. So when you feel the need to murder your thirst, reach for Hefton's Best. Hefton's Best when you need to murder your thirst.
Yeah, you can't ask her to describe the thing you're supposed to be describing. I think you're supposed to tell her what it is. I think that made it too hard. Carlos.
You're
Yeah.
speaking in very visual terms right now. And
All right, so
That likes to catapult off of Jonathan.
this is Scarf
Okay.
Kitty.
Should have said the animal.
Scarf
Like,
Kitty.
Scarf.
so you're good at never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's-
Session 2.
Do you
Obsession.
use any? It's onions in a pan. Is it oil or just water or?
A little bit of oil, but you're just cooking them just enough to take the raw taste off of them.
So not fried.
So you kind of
just.
you get
So
that.
al dente onion.
Oh,
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
better
you gotta
than
have a little bit of
sweated.
bite to them.
I feel like al dente onion sounds better than sweaty onion.
I agree.
Sweated onion.
Yes, that makes it much more
Yes.
appealing.
sweated onions.
I
Look,
want to
I'm
know
not the
if
guy
you
who
can
picks
sweat
out
it.
culinary terms. That's not my job.
Sweaty. Who wants some sweaty onions? Get out of here with your sweated onions. I'm not eating that. Hell no. Sweaty
Okay, well,
onions.
what do you put
Who
on a
wants
dog?
Sweaty onions.
Well, you don't like onions at all.
I
don't
bacon
eat-
wrap all my hot dogs. I don't eat
Oh,
a
gross.
Oh,
single
I thought
hot
you meant
dog
like
that's not bacon
regular
wrapped.
dog. I'm like, I don't put any food on my dog. I feed my dog food.
It goes in the bowl.
Exactly.
You don't
Thank
throw
you.
it on the dog.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
You put it on the dog's forehead and then it like
absorbs
and then it
it.
begs.
I actually do that with my dog. I make her hold a treat on her nose and wait, and then she has to.
Yeah, you know what I'm
catch it.
talking about.
Y'all,
yeah,
this
no, that's
cat
super
just
fun.
sat down on my collarbone. I don't know
That's-
how he's doing it.
That's super adorable.
Very carefully. I would do that for Zero, but he is a Shih Tzu Maltese and he's brachiocephalic, which means he has a little smushed in face. So I'm literally just putting the treat in his mouth. They don't make treats small enough for him to balance on his nose.
No, he does. He's got
There's-
a cute little flat face. So cute.
He's got a little bit of a little poke out, but it's not much. He's very flat faced because of him, Daddy.
One sec, y'all. Jonathan said, "What are we waiting for, Jonathan?"
That was a while ago.
No, that was.
Oh, was it more than a second ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just-
that was a while back.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
The
Don't
timestamp.
worry.
The timestamps is an option on there. I just can never remember how to consistently keep it on there.
So y'all, what'd you do last time?
I don't know. Please tell us. Just tell
We
us.
teased the demon.
I helped Dad with fixing a car. Yeah,
You held the flashlight.
yeah, I
and
did
handed
good.
him the tools.
Really important.
Repaired an engine.
You
And
can't
then he
do
made you a
anything
grilled
can't
cheese.
see.
Okay, I'm picturing Niles Snag making a grilled cheese for Delta, and it's freaking adorable, actually.
On a radiator block.
It's exactly my album artwork. Midnight grilled cheese with extra hot sauce. It's just
All
a
right.
picture of a grilled cheese on a frying pan.
So, yeah, y'all, after breaking with Dalingua, talking some things over, y'all tried to talk to Sidolene about the fact that she was possessed, kind of. And the demon hag who possessed her kept on possessing her to interrupt that until she eventually just teleported away because y'all some annoying motherfuckers.
It's her fault.
But she only has a certain amount of spell slots a day.
See, you keep saying that, but spell slots is something that applies to players.
Yeah, I think it's more
Actually,
or less
it is
like
a
the time
thing
on her
described
contract.
in world by the goddess of magic. I'm positive this is like an in-world thing in Dungeons and Dragons.
It's an in-world thing in certain iterations of Dungeons and Dragons.
I see. This is
Guess-
just part
guess-
of your.
Guess which one
Your
it's not.
homebrew.
Guess which one it's not.
No
One
DM
guess.
worth their salt creates a character that they have to keep track of more things with.
That's what I keep doing wrong.
How about say, guess which one has infinite spells? Guess. You guessed it.
The only
Okay,
thing
but-
I kept in mind was that if I give somebody some bullshit ability like, power word kill, I don't give them multiple uses of it.
But I'm just saying. It takes what, like 6 seconds to cast a spell. So we just keep getting her to teleport. We just go across town annoying the shit out of her.
Mhm.
Delta casts reduce on one of y'all. Y'all hide in her
wait.
pocket.
I don't want to be small.
I mean, basically, if annoying someone were a skill, we would have like
We would've been
100% in all of them,
We'd
right?
have
Annoying
expertise
somebody is
in
a
it.
skill,
We'd be
and I'm going
finished.
to find some way to make it how you guys end up defeating Ailta somehow.
Can
I'm
we
going to work
have-
that in.
Can we have expertise in it?
I think we already do. I mean, no one can
I
take
mean,
that
I
even
don't
have-
know
we
why
don't
you're
even have to
asking that
roll.
when you clearly do.
We don't even have to roll
Expertise
for
and
that.
double advantage, and
We've never missed a roll.
we're just so annoying that our passive annoyance is 30.
Yep. And now
Rude.
y'all have gone to the. Now y'all have decided to go to the Divine Menagerie.
Delta's
Yes.
still small. Delta's hiding in a, not hiding, but riding in a shirt pocket.
Mine.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have a little
there's-
little bucket thing here, basically, that you could sit in.
Yeah, there's a storm drain underneath a bridge that opens up, and Niles Snag drives out of it in his blood cart, and drives Delta to the edge of the park, and sets her on top of a mailbox and kisses his hand and puts his hand on top of her head and drives off.
Aw,
Aw.
that's sweet.
And the carriage, driven by Fumbles, does it fly in or does it go in on the ground?
I thought we were very clear about this, Jonathan. You gave us flying Pegasi for our cart. We
No,
are
no, no,
not
I gave-
using the
I
wheels
gave-
anymore.
I
Take
gave
'em off.
Fumbles flying Pegasi for his cart. You gotta talk to Fumbles
Listen,
about
you
that.
can split that hair as many times as you want to, baby. We are.
Wait, so we
flyers
have
now.
our own, we are no longer using Mortier's cart. We have our own cart, is what you're saying.
It was never Mortier's cart.
Hmm.
Y'all know this. Fumbles
I'm gonna
was
go
given that by
back
the
to
Aeon
an
Hag.
episode and take out a clip of you saying that's Mortier's cart.
No, you're going to take
As
out a
soon
clip
as we pulled
of Jonathan speaking as Madame Sunwise, referring to it
Hey,
as
Ruin,
Monsieur
can you
Mortier's
check the private
coach.
chat?
Splitting them hairs, splitting them hairs.
No, I'm showing you where the hairs are.
Look, we're in the air, man. That's what's happening now. We're a big
Glad
deal.
to hear it. That's
We're
all
big
that had to be. All right. And Fumbles comes in for the landing. It's all hunky dory. Fumbles doesn't even have to roll because he's Fumbles.
He could never fumble.
Mm.
That would be silly.
It would be silly for Fumbles to fumble.
No,
There's only one thing he has to roll on.
driving checks, baby.
Not driving checks. Telling people his fucking name.
Oh yeah, we've never found out.
Yep. And Monsieur Mortier does nothing because he's not there. Sorry. But Fumbles gets out of the driver's seat, hops down, opens the door, and gives Zhermos a super secret handshake. What does that look like?
I would say, I mean, if I'd have to describe it, it requires both arms, both feet, several hip movements, and then you'd think it was like a Naruto jutsu casting the amount of hand signs that these guys connect with. It's about 16 steps, but they do it in about 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, and at one point, like Fumbles has to duck down, and it looks like he has Zermos' head because Zermos is standing from behind on the back of Fumbles' hands.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
So
It's intricate.
is this a different secret handshake than the one you have of Tiny Tim the Toll Troll?
Correct. He can't. I mean, Fumbles presents a whole new challenge. The reach, you know what I'm saying? It's much different.
So you
than
went
what
from
the
too
Toll-
small to too tall. I see.
Yeah,
They
now he's
hired the
small
same professional choreographer for both of them.
His name's Darren. He has a scroll out called Darren's Dance Grooves. You guys should check it out.
Yeah,
Teach-
Darren also choreographed Haste.
Correct.
Mhm.
When they had the dance battle.
Yes, just an absolutely amazing guy.
So you think you can haste?
America's got no. Brassman's got haste.
All right,
So
so,
we're gonna
what
go
are y'all
check out
doing?
the Divine Menagerie.
Yes.
I'm riding a shirt pocket. That's what I'm doing. We're going in the Divine Menagerie.
That's what I want to do.
To the menage a trois.
Menagerie. That's the different thing.
Oh.
I mean, I guess technically we are 3. I don't know if
Mhm.
that counts.
So,
French is a dead language here.
I mean,
well,
either
actually,
way.
we've established that if you use French, you're speaking in Elvish in this world.
I thought that was vampires.
Yeah, I thought it was vampires too.
I thought
But I-
vampires are like Romanian or something
Romanian?
in this world.
Yeah.
That's the accent that I was picking up.
They have an accent.
Vaguely Eastern European.
Vaguely European.
Okay.
All
the
the
only
artificers
the
are French.
only country we have established as existing in this world is Italy, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Well, and Draconic and German are the same language.
No,
But there is no German in
is
this world. It's just Draconic.
Exactly.
German
That's
is
what I'm
a
saying.
subset of Draconic. This has been established
True.
Yeah.
several times.
So,
Yeah.
y'all have the map as presented
I
to
do.
you. Where are you
The
going?
serial killer crayon map.
I want to go to
I
the
feel
Hag's
deeply
Wood to
hurt.
go say hi to the Headless Hag because they said that was the evil god, and I think it just needs a hug.
We could do that.
Delta is presenting this as an option to you.
Yeah,
You should
I
not
think
take her up on this option.
I'm gonna but I'm still gonna affirm that she wants to do something because you want to make sure people feel seen and heard. So, let's learn more about that. Let's see. Ooh. Rainforest gods, desert gods. I do have a question. Does anybody
Yes.
remember other than so Zhermos wants to go look at the menagerie so he can find other animals to shapeshift into. But what else do we want to do there? I feel like we had another purpose and I don't remember what it is.
Free the gods that we can free by setting them up in spaces in Mine Top that we have bought out.
But you were specifically told by the Aeon Hag that if you wanted to free the gods there, the only deity who could help you figure out how to do that was Horophos the Damned.
Horophos the Damned can help us free them. So we should go find Horophos.
I believe we should go to the...
Let's go to the enclosure of the damned, because didn't we have to meet the damned guy because he's damned?
Damn,
What
damn.
was his name?
Damn,
Are
damn,
you
damn,
saying-
damn.
Language,
I-
young lady.
That word
I'm
because
sorry, I
it's,
thought I could get away with it. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Being crass is never cute.
You could say enclosure of the darned.
Of the shucks.
The enclosure of a dang.
There you go.
The
Post
ding
of the
dang
day.
doodle.
Ding dang
That's-
ding.
Horophos the darned can help us. We can't chastise her for language if we don't also monitor our own.
All these conditions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you have a child.
children
You
are
have to be the remote
difficult.
model. it's not just you have a kid, you do what you want. You have to then have to show up.
Yeah. So you guys, as you're entering, find a teenager, a pimply-faced teenager, at the ticket booth, and he looks at you and goes, "Hi, welcome to the Divine Menagerie. Tickets, please."
And what
Okay.
is your name, young man?
You're gonna get us kicked out, aren't you? Before we can get in.
I'm random NPC number 3, sir.
See, we're
After
gonna
all
get kicked out.
A long line of random NPCs. My father, random NPC, and his father, random NPC.
So I assume that's spelled Randem, right? I know that
Yes,
name.
thank you. You're familiar with the family?
Yeah, I So a random came to my birthday party.
So
Friend of
we
mine's
gave
married to a
Delta
rat
a special ability where every time they need something, they can flash back to their birthday party to determine if there was somebody there who gave it to them. Does Delta have a ticket from random?
Yes.
No, Mikey, Zermos has all our tickets.
Zermos has yours and his.
I thought he had Revenants too.
Revenant never let y'all carry his shit.
Well, Revenant
our
did
goal.
give all of his stuff except for the stuff that got exploded, which was on his private person, in the portable hole.
In the interest of random NPC having given you a gift, let's say.
I would like that though. That is what I specifically said
That's
I
fair.
wanted to happen.
Yes.
That's
yes.
pretty cool. All right,
All
so
right.
we're going to go to the enclosure of the Darned. But is there anything you wanted to see first, Zermos?
Tickets, please.
Zermos
Here you
already
are.
came my
Here
tickets.
you are. Here you are.
Okay, thank you, sir. Oh. Are y'all the new owners?
Correct.
Yes.
Do not make a
Oh.
big fuss of it.
Management's been in a big fight about whether or not that's legal, but... And he points to a little pin with antlers on it. The rest of us are rooting for you.
Thanks.
Is there anything else you can tell us before we head in? Maybe any certain attractions? And he's kind of like not speaking, but like pointing at the map, like direct my hand. Like, where's the problem? Like, where do you want us to go?
He's like, "Oh, no, sir. I'm not trying to get you involved in it. You'd like that's a whole court battle, is my understanding."
We got the
But,
best
like-
lawyer on the planet.
Oh, damn. You should have seen him. You should see. I went to the preliminary hearing and, like, oh, he was using so many of those weird, like, quid pro quo and those phrases that I don't know what they mean, but they sound really cool, sir.
Yeah, that's the point. They
Yeah.
confuse
I heard
all
my
of us.
dad's gonna make a statement, but I don't know how.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Wait, how do you know your dad's not going to... How... I feel like if I ask this question, I'm going to open myself up to a whole bunch of family issues.
Stay out of it.
We're waiting. Go
No,
on.
I'm good. I'm good, sir.
No, come in. The water's fine.
No.
The minute Mikey starts smiling, or Zermos, I would
Come
watch
on.
what you're saying.
Come on in.
Look,
This is
I'm
totally not a
17.
trap.
I've been through enough. Thank you.
What do you like to do besides work here at the gate?
Be honest with you, with as much as it pays, it's really all I got time for these days.
But what are your passions?
Passions?
Surely you read or write or climb, dance. What are you good at outside of here?
I don't know. I got time to eat and sleep, I guess.
How much do you like to eat?
He's a pretty skinny kid.
Wait, doesn't Profits for Profit like hire people at like a ridiculous rate? What happened?
I think Mrs. Cathar might need an intern. She's going on in years and she might need someone with a strong back and a willingness to follow instructions to help her out around the place.
I will hold myself to the random NPC name if you can put it in a good word, sir.
Well, slaps him on the shoulder. We'll talk to you on the way out.
Thank you, sir.
Because I'm telling you.
Let the leaves fall where they may.
And y'all guys don't notice, I imagine, but your wheel splashes Christopher Rutgerson as you go past him.
Yes. We would notice and intend to do that.
It like the dank water gets into his cut on his head, where he keeps getting cracked in the head.
Fumbles just kind of steers the cart over
like,
to the puddle.
Like, he pulls a little lever, and one of the wheels extends out like a foot.
No,
Just
even
to
better.
hit it.
We land just to splash Rutgers and we take back.
All right, last gag, and then I swear, I promise I'll shut up. We're driving on the right side of the street. The puddle's on the left. He swerves to the left side, hits the puddle, and goes back and parks on the right. Deliberately goes
like
over
you
there.
guys are just following around like 2 minutes just to splash him.
We didn't even want to turn there. We had to just wait.
Yeah, no, but we will. Absolutely. That's going to happen.
Splash the hell out of him. All right, we're inside.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, if you guys will give me just 1 minute, this little guy hasn't been feeling well, so I didn't want to just kick him out, but I'm going to go ahead and set him out and close the door.
Oh, poor bub.
Look at a sleepy bean. How cruel of Jonathan.
Yeah, my,
You can't be the DM without being, good with boundaries, though. It's important.
I try to get the kitties on the shoulder, and they're like, too high, too high. Don't want to be up here.
Cats are afraid of heights. Who knew?
Yeah, they'll climb up their
All
tower,
right.
which is like right at the same level as my shoulder. But I'm like, here, just hop up here, and they're just like, oh.
So, there is an observatory almost. You know how you're a kid and you can go to the planetarium and it's the most amazing thing you've ever seen?
Mm-hmm.
It's something set up like that, but in the central area, there is a pit that has a cage over the top in which sits a man in a cloak meditating, near as you can tell. Zhermos, you've seen lots of people meditating, and it does, in fact, look like, well, man meditating.
Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of all of these birds. There's so many birds in here.
You know what? There is a bird resting on his finger.
With like 86 heads, because that's what has to be happening. There's so many of these
Yes,
birds.
it's a bird with 86 heads.
Oh!
Okay. It's just all beaks singing.
It's too many beaks. Start throwing crackers at them. Maybe they'll
It's
eat.
a mass of beaks and eyes and skin.
I remember, like, like those like realistic angel portrayals. Instead of all the eyeballs, it's just all beaks with some wings.
And if you look in chat, y'all may see Orifos.
Damn, he got some nice packs.
To-
You have really nice packs.
Delta.
And he opens his
Sorry.
eyes and he looks up at you all and he points to a ladder that goes down into the cage. You three are going to win the battle for ownership. I can guarantee that at this point. No sense wasting your time abiding by the rules.
Okay, I'll just go right down. I'll completely trust this random stranger in a place where we have no reason to trust him, because why not?
I do the cool slide thing down where my feet don't use the rungs.
Mm-hmm. I reminded the cage cleaner about his mother's death, and that caused him to forget to lock back up. I don't like doing that sort of thing, but when you are privy to such information as I, you take advantage of it. Greetings. I am Horifos the Darned. He looks at Delta.
Dorn.
Thank you, Horifos.
It is good to meet you, Ruin de Libre. I take it you got my message.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean when I say that, or are you saying that just so that I'll tell you more about it?
One of those.
Got me.
Ah, you don't remember at the start of your adventure?
The letter?
Letter.
No. When you inhabited Isabella.
Yes. It's less that I inhabited her and more that I sent a message out on the wind.
So you terrified me, just so you know, and I didn't know it was you.
I
But I didn't get it.
recognized that it was okay to terrify you, and that such a thing was the only way to get you to travel with your new companions.
I accept. I'm not gonna argue with you, but Oropos the Darned, it is good to meet you in person.
Yes.
That tells me everything I need to know, and I respect you and your decisions.
Zhermos,
Yo.
I did not need to send a message to you for you to partake upon this venture.
Nope. Already planned on
And
coming.
Delta. You
He's
know,
like 3 inches tall and riding on a butterfly right now.
when all this started, I was not convinced you would end up existing. Around the time this mess started with the three of them, there was an approximately 0.2% chance of you ending up existing.
Oh wow.
Infinitesimally small, yet here you are. Which is good
I like
because
those odds.
that actually brings up the chance of the world continuing to exist. I was quite pleased with that. Now, you may ask of me what you have come here to ask of me.
We need some help with our new venture, as it were.
Yes. Oh, and your lawyer is going to be coming down just the way to tell you that you have successfully acquired the business. Just poke your head out and say that you know, and you'll get back to him.
Nudge somebody. Delta, yell.
Ruin?
Delta, like,
Ruin, please stick your head out and just tell him you already know.
Hi, I know.
Okay, you stick your head out and you see Candelario huffing and puffing down the way. I've been looking all over for you. I got some good news. Hold on. Okay. Hi, Ruin. So I got some good news for you. Were you going to interrupt him as you were instructed to, or?
I didn't get that
No.
instruction. I'm a little lost.
No, I'm not going to interrupt him.
Okay. Rutgerson just lost the legal battle. You, Profits for Profit, officially owns the Divine Menagerie.
Oh, yeah, we knew that.
What? It just
We-
happened.
We just found out.
We figured you'd
I
be
just
done.
told you.
We figured you were done
Delta's
already.
On,
Yeah, we
Delta's
thought.
on Candelaria's
And
shoulders,
Horophos
like,
speaks from the bottom. I would say you really don't have time for this, but then you two would make it take longer.
It's like you've known us forever.
I have. In fact, I have known every possible turn you could have taken and every possible turn that could have been taken upon you.
Zhermos puts his hand behind his back. How many fingers am I holding up?
None.
Damn.
All right, I think we should listen to you. Candelaria, do you want to come with us?
There is a 0.25% chance that I drive him mad. That's why I
Who?
asked you to.
You? Horfus?
Candelario. Please send him along
Oh.
his way.
Gotcha. Never mind, Candelaria, I'm being a jerk.
Nope, going.
See you later.
Later.
Yeah, get out of here.
Try not to be insane.
0.25% or quarter percent or like a quarter of a 1%?
I think it's 0.025. Yeah, quarter of one.
So
Is
this
it-
is not the timeline in which you took remedial math before coming here. Good to establish that.
I think what he said. Never mind. Let's just go to our thing. I'm trying not to make it take more time, but then you're
So,
giving me this information.
We need to help relocating all of the gods and with the headless hag like a hog.
What the hell is Hag like a hog?
The headless hag is perhaps the physical embodiment of your number one enemy in this world. In most timelines, you realize that upon being told about the headless hag. But in this timeline, you were belittled by a man at a sawmill for making connections that weren't quite there, so you were much more cautious about it.
Hmm.
The headless hag is the physical form of grandmother. Mm-hmm.
Fill it up a bit.
Bill,
I'm sorry. I need to calibrate myself to your timeline in particular. Seeing all strands thrown about me messes with perception a little.
Yeah, but that's
Ruin,
really
would you
distracting.
give me a strand of hair?
I mean, sure. Here you go.
All right. And he throws his hood back. And you see a very impressive man. And you realize that, in fact, what you thought was a cloak that encapsulated his body was his hair.
Oh,
tied
fuck
back.
yeah.
And he
Huh.
holds the hair in front of him and looks at it. And you see stars engulf him. And he looks across the entire thing. And you watch the foundation of Caldera from the beginning all the way until its heat death in the end with him in rapid speed. Ah, yes. Good, good. You have Darlingua in this timeline. That's very good to see.
She's very helpful.
Yes. Be mindful. You were right to warn her, Zhermos, about taking care. In some timelines, she is in fact killed by Sidolene Lubri.
Happens to the best of us.
Being felled by an enemy you do not know is not something to be ashamed of, but it is something to mourn. It is good you have warned her. I see all possible times and all possible paths. I cannot tell you what will happen. I can only tell you what is likely to happen under certain circumstances. I will do as you ask and go about the work of relocating the gods. This much I can do. Now, is there anything you would like to ask of me?
Well, I mean, we really thought that this was going to be a much more drawn out legal battle, argument of wits, so take us around.
Yeah. Or do you need anything from us to help release the gods?
Darlingua will provide me everything I need.
Oh, did we stop back home? Did we go back to the tower?
We haven't yet, I don't think.
Oh,
Not
shit.
since we went to Sidolene.
She is being informed of the purchase / hostile-ish takeover by Candelario Lampwick right about now.
I think Revenant described it as passive aggressive.
A passive-aggressive takeover.
Yeah.
An interesting way of looking at it.
I always thought
the
being passive-aggressive was
actual-
bad.
The actual zoo menagerie itself is not as impressive as Christopher Rutgerson and his ilk would have you believe. You see, it was his great-great-grandfather that actually created most of the technology used to hunt these down. And he can barely maintain it. But it is what it is. Did you have any questions about me?
I mean, aside from your name, we don't really know much about you.
And do you even know what my name means?
I thought it was a name like any other name, like Ruin or Zhermos, just a name given
Would-
by parents.
Would Revenant have told Delta about Horophos the Damned?
What
I got
does
history.
Revenant know about Horophos?
I don't think we've ever established anything.
I got history.
But like early on, like I think I got a nat 20 on a religion check.
So
We just
the thing is, there's a definitive split between gods on the surface and gods that have existed in Blasphemy for a long time.
No, who the hell are you? What the fuck?
Yeah, tell us about you.
Describe yourself.
What's your profile pic?
Who's on
I
your
mean,
top 8 on your MySpace page?
I've
you
already
go.
sent you his little Tinder profile.
I know.
picture.
That's it.
Awkwardly, Zermo swipes left.
Delta, however, swipes right.
Zermos grabs Delta's phone and breaks it. You are not old enough for this app. I keep telling you to stop.
I'm sorry.
God,
I fully support you, Zermos. That was the right thing to do.
we buy so many phones.
I am a god of the future. I am a god of the past, and I am a god of the present, and I am a god of where those three meet along the lines. Each hair upon my head represents infinite timelines, infinite ways to travel. It is overwhelming at times, but the reason I am called the Damned is because I know what my ultimate fate will be. There will be the heat death of the universe, and I will continue to exist and experience nothing.
That's sad.
Don't gods die if there's no one around to believe in them?
Gods do. Titans do not.
Zermos kind of takes a look up and down. Can I roll perception to see if I can glean anything that we haven't seen already?
Perceive his body.
I'm perceiving that body. Ooh, a 16 plus a number. I think 4. Yeah, that's a dirty 20.
This dude's jacked.
You are very svelte.
I became aware of what a heart attack looks like. And yeah, kind of wanting to avoid that.
I have a certain goblin brother that you should meet.
Pex,
Oh,
Glistening.
You know who
very
I'm talking about.
entertaining. I believe he is currently bench pressing your boar right now.
Huh.
Yeah, that kind of led to an arms race of strength that I backed out of wisely early.
Yes, I would say so. And well, if that's all the questions you have about me, I suppose I can tell you the things you should be asking me.
I kind of want to know what we should be asking you, but I'm also confused because you said you were a Titan, and I don't know what that is. But I want to just get on with what we're supposed to know. I don't know.
A Titan is a being that does not require belief to exist.
Oh,
I exist by virtue of existing.
I feel like that's true for a lot of people.
Not in the same way.
Not that we have any ill will, but could someone strike you down? Can you die? If not careful?
I will merely continue existing. All paths lead to me floating in an empty void after the end of everything.
Or are there other Titans that you can hang out with?
You have like Titan bros?
There is death.
Oh, well.
I know all about that.
She does not speak to me.
Death is like that.
I don't want her to speak to me.
I don't want to talk to her.
Oh. Ruin. You're mortal. It will
Yeah.
happen eventually.
Well, I get that.
I'm with Ruin. I'm putting off that conversation as long as I can.
Exactly.
That
gonna-
is the point of being mortal. So, you don't want to ask, hey, why was that message you sent me so weird and why did it rhyme?
We've had a lot of weird messages lately that we've just kind of.
Remind us of your correspondence.
The dungeon master does not remember it off the top of his head.
Well, take us
Something about unearned heights.
Man of waning silver. In a town of waning silver, a man of the Gilded Empire set his sights. There, he undermined their foundation to bring them to unearned heights. Subjugated and subjected they all will be, brought low by creature without body. The stone gives the bodiless threat power over her. To ruin all shall turn, else the world be left to burn. Okay, Dungeon Master lied, I remembered it.
Did it really just take me saying unearned heights to bring it all back for you?
No, it took me remembering that it rhymed.
That's impressive.
And you really expected us to remember that? Like, come on, man. Like what?
No, I expected you to be referencing it with your notes constantly.
Listen.
Cool.
Listen.
Look,
We did.
I
listen.
only used that to deduce that we were going into the sky. I never looked past.
So,
I'll be real with you, I forgot about.
did you want to ask me why it had to rhyme?
Yeah, what's
Why
with
does it have
the
to rhyme?
What's with the rhyming all of a sudden?
So, there are rules with forcing prophecy off onto other creatures. And one of them is that it has to rhyme.
Huh. That's just the way it is?
It's one of the rules of the universe, and I don't quite get it. I don't know why.
Huh.
It's been
It's fine.
fundamental in my upbringing that if something rhymes, it's true.
It's true.
Perhaps it's the belief in that that's sort of reinforcing that. Perhaps rhyming is a god of its own.
Revenant's just making a prophecy where it's beans, the magical fruit. The more
The
you
more
eat,
you eat,
the more you toot.
See? Rhymes.
Death smacks Revenant across the head with a little hickory wand and points back
I'm
to
just
the chalkboard.
experimenting. I'm sorry, I don't know my new godly powers yet.
And we flash back over to that. And do you want to ask if the ruin that everything must turn to means your name, or if it means ruin?
Pretty sure it's her.
Nope.
What is it?
The entire world will be destroyed, and then it will be reformed.
But hold on. says,
Well,
can we
I don't-
stop that?
I don't prefer that
Nope.
option.
Yeah.
To ruin all will turn. Wait, I was revving his voice. Fuck me.
Go ahead.
Wait, to ruin all will turn, or else the world will burn. What? Turn to ruin? Oh, turn to ruin.
Okay, but here's the thing. It means ruin as in destruction.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
entire world
Her.
will be destroyed in your battle. That is inevitable. It will happen. You will have a moment in which you must choose to destroy the world in order to save it. And if I tell you any more than that, when the time comes, you won't have the strength to do it.
I'm suspicious.
Yeah,
I
don't-
need some kind of like. Do we have any more of that hell oil? Can I throw that on this situation or?
Well,
You know what? You have a whole fucking jug of it.
well,
Yeah, will you
let's-
put some of this on you and say this again? Like I don't
What's-
understand.
and what's
He
the,
pours it over his own head and looks at you as it does nothing.
well, what's the point of saving the world if it's going to be gone anyway? That means we might as well
It
just destroy the
comes
world.
back. It comes back.
So then we're just delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, that's what being mortal is, delaying the inevitable. Do it. You're
You know-
able to see that for your own lives, but you don't see it for the universe?
I delay the inevitable all the time. What are you talking about? Like,
I'm doing it right now.
exactly right now.
If you're
Yeah.
going to argue with your friend, I suggest you argue with him instead of looking at me.
All right. I'm confused. I'm very confused. I thought this guy was trying to help us and he's quizzing us. I don't know any of these answers. I'm trying to help you and play along and yes and, but I don't know what the hell we're supposed to be doing. I'm literally throwing, I need a life preserver and you're yelling at me. Stop yelling at me. Help me.
Okay, Mikey. The character is talking to you. Just talk to the character. That's it.
I don't understand
You don't
what
need
you're
to.
saying. Well, I guess from your perspective, I get that. Maybe from mine, I kind of feel like I need to.
Yeah, I
You're
can't really
going to
role
feel
play
that
if
way
we
a
don't
long
know what we're
time.
doing.
Okay,
The world
Mike-
is
Mike-
gonna explode,
Mikey?
and then it's gonna be okay.
This
I
is
guess
a
it's a
great
little bit like-
philosophical conversation. Can we explore the fucking menagerie? Like, what the fuck are we doing? This guy's talking us into a fucking wall. He painted us into a corner, and now he's trapped us. I don't want to talk to him anymore. I want to go
Mikey,
fucking look at the exhibits.
I got no interest in talking with Mikey about this situation.
Zhermos fucking walks away.
He's allowed.
Delta's still in Ruin's pocket, so it's all entirely up to Ruin
Okay.
what happens next.
I think we're gonna take a second and go see what's going on out there, and then what were you saying? Our next step is to go fight Rockerson.
That sounds like a good choice.
I like that choice too. I think we all have some rage to work out. Hold on,
Okay.
Zhermos, I have an idea.
Zermos is just gonna pick up like one of the fucking maps and just fucking go on a tour of the fucking place because that seems like something to do here. Everything
Hey.
else he's tried has been a failure. So
All right, I'm gonna come find you and tell you we can go beat on Rockerson.
yeah,
Or I'm gonna try to find you.
let's leave this place. It sucks.
Okay.
Get the cart.
Now
Y'all
I know
leaving?
why it's called darned.
Yeah,
Now you know.
word.
Bird.
Into the cart.
All right. So I thought we saw Rockerson when we splashed him with muddy water.
Oh yeah.
Did
Thanks
we?
to-
Should we make sure he doesn't get into the park?
Oh yeah! Tell a permanent ban.
Oh, we should
Yeah.
block his account.
That was a great eye roll. Wait. So go find that kid. He's like permanent ban on Ruckerson.
Oh yeah, and we got to get that kid's information anyway, so he can get the job at the tavern.
Exactly.
Random NPC number 3.
Yes. I didn't write his name down. I wrote
I want
random
you guys to
NPC.
know that I determined his name beforehand.
Well,
I
I
kinda
hate
believe
that
you.
even more now.
how about
I
we
just,
call?
I just,
How about we call you Randy the Third?
That's what all my friends call me when you find him.
Nice.
Did you talk to the damned? The darned?
The dark-
Oh
Yes.
God! Don't waste your time talking to him.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's a bit of an asshole. Like, it's weird, and he's cryptic as all hell. But when he's right, he's right.
Oh.
Eh. Is the juice worth the squeeze, though?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he said a lot of cool things about the world we live in, but not a lot of helpful things about the situation we're in right now.
Or who the fuck he is?
Oh yeah, he was actually talking about you guys, and he said that if he told you too much, you would actually fail.
Well, then why did he want to talk to us in the first place? I'm confused.
Fucking leave us alone,
Because
then.
if he didn't
Fucking-
tell you enough, you would fail.
But he didn't tell us anything. He just told us he's not going to tell us. I already knew that. Thanks for telling me I didn't know something. I already knew I didn't know
Wait.
something.
Hey, Zhermos, I'm not going to tell you that thing.
Yeah, okay.
Just so you know.
No, but now I need to know what it is. Like what?
Exactly, but I don't
Where
know
am
because
I?
I made it up.
I'm in an infinite negative regress loop of fucking. I can't get out of this. That's like when you try to get a new job and they say you don't have the fucking experience. It's like I'll never get the experience if you don't give me the job. I'll never get experience.
I'm just saying, Zhermos, I think we should take this passion that you're feeling and direct it at Ruckerson. 'Cause
Yeah,
that'll be
let's
fun.
go kill something.
Oh, hold on. Did Horophos specify? Did you specify which Rutgerson when you were talking to Horophos?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he knows about Rutgerson? I don't fucking know. Delta, you're little and cute. Go run back and ask him.
Delta gets on her butterfly and flies all the way back.
Oh, and Horophos extends a finger out, and the butterfly comes to rest on it. It's like, okay, those two are gone. Good.
I'm also confused.
Those two have a way of ruining every single relationship with an NPC they could possibly have. Which reminds me,
Zhermos
You-
transforms. He was the butterfly. Gotcha,
Zer-
bitch.
you want to be serious about that, Mikey? Because I'll let it.
No, it's fine.
You should do that.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
So, okay. They won't listen to me if I tell them to do this, because that's just who they are.
What is he
But-
doing that?
Right now, Rolget is writing a resignation letter to your company. You need to send him an apology and a fruit basket, and then he'll act like it never happened. You don't even have to specify what the apology is for. You just need to forge their names on it.
So wait. Okay.
Yeah, because if you let him resign, it's going to cause a whole chain reaction thing where you get everyone resigning.
Oh wait, so is that the thing that you couldn't tell us to do that we had to do? That
It's
if you
the
told-
thing I could not tell them to do. That if they heard me tell them to do it, they wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay. I'll go not tell them.
Yeah, just forge their names. Rolget doesn't know the difference.
Okay. Bye. Wait. Did you mean?
Did you have any
did you mean?
questions for me?
Yeah. Did you mean which Rutgerson did you mean that we have to
Oh, Hermes Rutgerson, you need to go and destroy that book. Holy fuck, do you need to go and destroy that book?
Oh, so we don't need to talk to him.
It is currently working its way into possessing Monsieur Mortier.
Oh, let's go destroy him then. I'll go
Yeah,
on
good
my
call.
butterfly and go
Good
tell my
call.
friends. And she floats on her. It's not even a butterfly, it's a death's head moth.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That's cool. She like flies back and lands on Zermos' antler. So basically we have to destroy the Hermes Rutgerson book and I have to write a letter.
Cool beans. We'll talk about it on the way. Let's get out of here, Fumbles.
Bye random.
Always.
And you know what? Fumbles knew you had a rough time with that asshole. He's got you like a scone and some tea ready.
It's not your fault, Fumbles. It's just
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Do you think Zermos picked up any thieves' cant from Vandrel?
No.
Okay.
No, he didn't
That's
know.
sad.
He didn't know that he did any of that.
It's okay. Vandrel's shadow from beneath Zermos just looks disapprovingly.
Aw.
I don't think he would know it. That would be cheating.
Okay. And no, Fumbles just hands you a slip of paper, and it's just like people who know everything are assholes.
Zermos eats it. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that why Revenant was an asshole?
He wasn't, though. He just would sometimes be a little bit stubborn.
All right. And
Oh no, Revenant was
the coach flies off into the air, heading for the casino.
We also get. I'm not gonna ask this question now. Let's just destroy this fucking BDSM book.
Kill that book. Kill that book.
Is the book into BDSM, or has it just had BDSM forced upon it because of its terrible decisions?
I don't want to get into this. To
We
be
can't talk
honest.
about that right now. No, it's not okay.
I am playing a small child. I do not want to think of that.
That's fair.